Okay, we are actually popping up on a player with the one and only Nancy Gavoor. If that last name rings a bell, Nancy's sister Laura was instrumental in
taking the Detroit sound, the Detroit techno sound in the early 90s and making it a world force. The music was a force, it spoke for itself, but I think Laura promoted, marketed, and gave her voice and expression, which allowed it for a greater understanding globally.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about yourself. These are some of the questions that I ask a lot of people, and we'll go into other things as we go along. It's usually not that long, but you have a lot of history. So let's hear, where did you come into this scene? Where do you fit into this house community?
My first nickname was Dancy because the kid upstairs couldn't say Nancy, and I kind of fulfilled that name as a prophecy.
Okay.
I joined dance groups. I took dance classes. I went on to Eastern Michigan. I followed my auntie, who was a professor there in dance, and got my bachelor's in dance and physical education. And as soon as I turned 18, a friend of mine from church took me to the Old Escape, which was across from Herman Gardens projects on Joy Road.
Okay.
This is 1974.
Yeah, I think I was 5.
I started out in the black gay clubs.
Okay.
That's where this music came from.
It is, and I love that. If it wasn't for the LGBTQ community, well, back then I believe it was just known as the G community.
Yeah, the gay community.
This music would not be as prevalent as it is today.
Oh, hell no. I walked into that club and I saw these beautiful men dancing. Besides a transvestite, I was the only woman. And I was like, oh, I'm coming back.
Okay.
This rocks.
So what is your take on the Detroit house music scene today?
Well, I mean, I think it's a growing force. It's not what people can put a label on and say, well, it's a black thing, it's a gay thing, it's a everything.
It's an everything.
And an everybody. And that's what I like about our scene, because, any event has a plethora and multiplicity of people.
She's using big words.
It's just what it is. I mean, I got a compliment from people who came from other cities to one of the last events I helped throw, and they were just like, wow, look at this place. Like, they thought it was going to be all black people, and it was all everything, young, old, 40s, 50s, 20s.
But that's what this music is. We are all encompassing. It's house, and what we do is we make it a home. We make it a home for everybody.
Music is, as was stated so prolifically, the healing force of the world. Mm-hmm. It's understood by every man, woman, boy, and girl. And if that is the historical byline for house, it very much lays the foundation for dancing and loving and feeling, sending your energy out, even though we send our energy out when we don't try, but it's that quantum entanglement where we're all connected.
Okay. And I ask this of everybody, so I'm going to go ahead and throw it out there now.
Go ahead.
Who are your top 5 Detroit DJs?
Okay.
Any order, it's not in order of importance.
I'm just gonna holler all the way out to Delano, Smith, Rick Wilhite. I go back, Derek May, house sets. Peter Croce, he'll be back in Detroit.
Yeah, he will.
And
congratulations, Elise.
Geez.
I think I said her name wrong.
Elise.
No, I think I said it right. And you got
and
one
then
more.
I got one more. I really, Let's go deep. One.
Okay. And you do a lot of work with the Saunderson brothers.
Yep.
Okay. Now, what happened was, so Nancy calls me up. She was like, Paula, Kraftwerk is coming into town. I need you to do whatever it was she needed me to do. I did it. So it was for the after party, and
Kraftwerk came to
the after party. And one of the things that shined just as bright as the music was my pasta salad.
That pasta salad was dope. It was gone. People are still talking about that pasta salad.
To this day, they still talk about it right now to this day.
Thank you. That was that VIP hosted by our friend Sierra Donovan was in MoCAD. Just a beautiful room. The whole night, the vibe, and you helped create that vibe. You helped me go shopping and get the stuff and edit our purchases, and it's a fun night.
We did go shopping that day, didn't we?
Yes, we did. You drove all the way to Novi for that. We hit the Costco.
Now, you and I hit a little snag in the road, but we mended fences. And one of the things that I have to say is Nancy has, and I'm saying this for a reason, Nancy has always been there for me. Nancy, I remember when I was at the hospital for somebody, and I came outside and my tire was flat, and the first person I called was Nancy. Paula, just use my AAA card and get your tire fixed. I mean,
I drove out there so I could be with your car and get it towed to where you wanted it.
Where I needed to get towed.
Yeah,
you have just been instrumental in a lot of the things that you've helped make me who I am.
Oh, geez.
So I want to make sure that everybody knows that I am very thankful to Nancy Gavoor and all of her efforts. So what's new on the horizon? I know you work a lot with Osunlade.
Yeah. We have a project coming up this fall with the Detroit Homecoming.
Okay.
This is sponsored by Cranes.
Okay.
So I can't really get into what I'm doing with it, but it's a significant.
It's a secret.
We have an artist.
It's a secret. Let me put my church finger up and back up out of the room.
So we have an artist that we're trying to do a short documentary with. It would be my second documentary on Detroit techno. My first was a collaboration with some young filmmakers for Juan Atkins that appeared on Detroit Performs. Those are my two big projects. I still have a mural to put up somewhere in Detroit and an art show to produce.
So we know you're not a DJ.
No.
But what would you like to say to the DJs and the Detroit house community in general? Because we would like to make this a longer video, but we cold. It's cold. It's cold.
It was nice earlier, but it's cold now.
It's cold now. So I want to at least, run it to at least 10 minutes. You have so much more to offer us, and we can do a part two. Mm-hmm. And this goes as is. There's no edits. It's just on the fly. So I just wanted to let you know that. But what would you like to say to the Detroit house community as a whole, or to DJs as a whole? What message would you like to get out?
Detroit people, put your phones down, get your ass on the dance floor, and shake that groove thing. Shake what your mom gave you.
Yeah, we do a lot. We do a lot of that.
Detroit DJs. How dare I not say Moody Man? That's 6.
Okay, you know what? We'll give you the 6th DJ. We will definitely give you the 6th DJ. And Moody Man is he's a big influence on so many people, and us as in general. He's just an awesome, fantastic.
And he's a part of my life.
He is. He really is.
Family and mahogany music. And shout out to Tracy Washington, who runs that beautifully. She's a queen. She is a queen. She is so royal. Yeah, she is. And she's Detroit royalty right there.
She is Detroit royalty.
Right
now,
there.
If you want to talk about Detroit royalty, Tracy is Detroit royalty, most definitely. And what would you? Well, you said something to the dancer, so we got that out of the way.
Get your butt out
Get
there
off
and
your
dance.
ass and jam.
It's time. Everybody needs a shake. Everybody needs to let it out. Everybody needs to twist and shout, work it on out.
We do, we
Okay?
do.
I mean,
and
there's a lot
I have a bad
going
habit
on.
with that too. I'm always in my phone.
Well, there's
because
a
I'm
lot
always
going
trying to do
on
something
in the world,
Right.
and we're tense. And the way to get untense is to dance, make love, express yourself through your art and creativity, whether it be writing, which you're a very good writer, and
Thank you.
I encourage you to write, baby.
Oh, I'm gonna keep writing.
And,
And then I just added this into it because I wanted to do some on the fly stuff with people that I know. And just because you're not a DJ does not mean that you're not important to this scene, because you are very important to this scene and we want to keep it that way. So I definitely thank you for taking the time to speak to us. Let's go ahead and toast to our renewed friendship,
Baby.
Nancy. We have a love for each other. We have since the first time I told you, you're not walking down the street by yourself.
You ain't going to the ATM.
I
Leave
didn't
those
even know,
girls alone.
did
Don't
not
go
know
with
this
them.
woman and told her what she wasn't going to do, and she listened.
I listened. I went home and told my mom. I said, "Mom, this woman was so beautiful. She was looking out for me."
And I
Don't go walking with
always,
those fools.
I always will. I always will. And again, I'm glad that we renewed our friendship. I'm glad that we mended fences.
Mine too.
And people get bruised, they get hurt. People hurt feelings. People's feelings get hurt. But in the end, it's about forgiveness and coming together, and that's really what this scene is about.
That's what it is.
And as our motto is, there's always enough sun for everybody to shine.
That's
So
right.
thank you so much, Nancy Gavoor. And you can catch Nancy and myself in traffic, but just on a warm day, because it's
not
it's
fun
cold.
right now.
It's not fun. We're going back in.
Going back in.
Catch us in, or I'm sorry, yeah, catch us in traffic.